At this time, the meeting of San Simeon Community Services District will come to order. Let's... I'm sorry? Roll call. Thank you.
So, Chair Kawana,
Here.
Director King,
Here.
Director Danati.
Here.
So we have quorum.
Thank you. Let's all stand if you can and face the flag and do the pledge of allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Well, it's a good night tonight. I tell you what, I'm pretty excited. I would like to introduce somebody that's going to be very important to us in the short term. We're grateful to have her, Miss Susie Watkins. Would you like to say one or two words? Or 8 words? We don't have to count.
Well, I'll keep it short. I am happy to be here. Really delighted to be able to assist the district at this time. And want to make sure I reinforce to the board, I'm sure you already know, that you have very competent contractors running your facilities and excellent, dedicated staff. So it's a great starting point.
Great, I'll agree with that. Okay, let's pull up my agenda and make sure I have it in front of me, because I don't do the paper thing, I just do it online here. We have October 2025. All right, as always, we open up our meetings with public comment, and we're really happy to give our community something to do on a Thursday. So if anybody has a comment for the board, anything that's not on the agenda, in fact, let me read the little blurb about it so that we don't forget what we're supposed to do. Any member of the public may address the board related to any matter pertaining to district business and within the board's authority to take action, provided the matter is not on the board's agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, with additional time at the discretion of the chairperson. The public wishing to address the board on items that do not appear on the agenda may do so. However, the board will take no action other than referring the item to staff for study and analysis, and may place the item on a future agenda. At this time, if any member of the public would like to come forward and address the board, it is that time to do so.
I'll take that privilege. Good evening, Chair, members of the board. My name is John Diodati, Director of Public Works.
Oh, thank God.
I wanted to take a moment. I know you've met a lot of our staff, and I haven't introduced myself yet, so I wanted to come up here and say hello and thank you for your patience, your collaboration and leadership to get us to a point where we have an executed CalWarn agreement and we can provide administrative services for your district. There's going to be a handful of folks working with you, but you beat me to the punch introducing our Division Manager, Susie Watkins. She'll be the primary lead on this work effort and is going to be giving a presentation tonight outlining what that work effort is going to look like. So again, nice to meet you all. Thank you, and you have my commitment to working together on the plan that's outlined in the presentation tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Diodati.
Thank you.
Are there any other persons wishing to address the board at this time? Please come forward.
Hank Kresak, San Simeon resident. 2 things. One, again, I'd like to thank the county staff for supporting us during the lead found in the water incident. Very professionally handled, and I think the extra effort to allay community concerns was successful. That people weren't as worried because of the way you approached it. So I want to thank county staff and the team that worked on that problem. 2 is, this is a really unusual arrangement for a community not to have a general manager and to have the board effectively act as a general manager, and then the county stepping in here to operate in an emergency fashion to make sure that our critical services are provided properly and that we don't become insolvent and then we couldn't provide proper services. But I think there's another opportunity here with this arrangement. There's $250,000 fancy study that LAFCO requires on dissolution that we're all aware of. Very expensive study, but with the county now actively engaged in effectively on an emergency basis running our district's operation, they're going to have a look into every aspect of our district. And that, I think, is far better than any study that LAFCO wants, their 300-page study to thump on the table. But I think this is going to be a lot more effective. If the county decides that this is an acceptable thing and the district decides, there's no hidden things here. By the time, in a month or two when this is done, or 3 months, or 4 months, or 5 months, there aren't going to be any little secrets or hidden gotchas after this. So both parties will know what it's going to be like going forward, and that includes cost, because the county's putting a considerable amount of effort into operating this, and I believe there may be an estimate on the table of what this will cost, but you're going to find out. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it. This is far better than any study could be, even though we're still going to have the fancy study. And I'll take one exception on that study. I do think the engineering review needs to be done to make sure that the neglected maintenance and other improvements that were not made to our community's facilities get exposed by an engineering group. And that part I would like to see commence. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other persons wishing to address the board at this time?
No one online.
Okay, with that, I recognize no further people wishing to come forward to address the board, so we'll move on to non-district reports. Public comments at the conclusion of non-district reports are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. Sheriff's report, stated verbal report. Let's see.
Yeah, Happy Commander Navas.
All right.
Good evening, Commander Boss here.
Glad to hear from you. Thanks for coming.
Of course. So looking at our call statistics for the month of September, we had a total of 46 calls, slightly up from 35 from last year at the same time. Of note were 5 preventive control activities, 2 suspicious circumstances calls, and 2 disturbances. Not really specific to San Simeon, but just want to let everybody know in less than a month, the Sheriff's Office, in partnership with CAL FIRE, will be opening a new emergency communications center in Templeton. That communications center will service the Sheriff's Office as well as CAL FIRE in a new state-of-the-art facility that has greatly expanded capacity for growth for Sheriff's communications. So we're very excited for that and looking forward for that to open up here at the beginning of November. That's all I have unless anybody else has anything else for me.
Thank you. Directors, would either of you like to address the sheriff?
I would.
Okay, go ahead.
This week I put out a bonfire on the beach, on Pico Beach, and also within a couple of weeks ago I cleaned up the remnants of a bonfire that was lit on the sidewalk there at Pico Beach Stairway. And so this bonfire issue on the beach, is there some signage, or how do we address this? It sounds like an extreme hazard to me.
Yeah, I would imagine that fires on or around the beach, especially being relatively high fire danger is a concern. So if there's a fire, let us know. As far as what sort of signage, I'm not aware if there is signage out there. Signage like that, I believe, would be the
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sheriff. We will direct staff at this time to take a look and see if there's any sort of information we can provide to Director Donahue on that point, so that he can have his issue resolved. So,
Okay.
1 second. So, are there would any member of the public like to come forward and, for public comment on the sheriff's report? Go ahead.
And Creosote, San Simeon resident. There was another situation where somebody rammed a gate, about an 8-foot gate, on the Pico Avenue beach access area on the Mooshore Trust property, knocking the gate completely, breaking it apart, so that apparently they could drive down on the beach with their vehicle. And I'm just wondering if the sheriff's office could maybe kind of keep an eye on that, or if you could notice if the street lights are out at night to let our community know, our management, who's now the county, about that, and we can get those lights fixed again. But it was disappointing to see that. They just literally plowed through it, broke it all up. So she's going to replace the gate. Not happy about it, but that's the way it is.
Well, and I'd like to add to that, because I'm there every day, so is Holly. So that gate is so rusted through. I don't know what caused it to fall. I didn't see anybody run through it personally. I don't know that fact, but it was rusting completely off. It's totally rusted through.
Yeah, I looked at it too.
Yeah.
It was rammed, in my opinion. Okay.
Okay, well, I saw it the day before, and then it could it be rammed? Yes. Could it have fallen off due to the rust? Yes.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. 2 opinions.
All right, anybody else wishing to make a comment at this time online?
Nobody online.
All right, great. So now let's move on to district staff and committee reports. I'm sorry, Sheriff, I think you're free to go if you wish to go, or would you like to respond?
No, and with regards to the lights, yeah, I'll let the deputies know that if they do see something like that, to make proper notifications. Other than that, thank you all, and have a good night.
All right, thank you. District staff and committee reports. Public comments at the conclusion of the district staff and committee reports are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. Staff reports. County of SLO Cal Warren report. Update on Cal Warren response. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is our first report on County Cal Warren approach and activities to date. Brief outline, we're going to go through these fairly quickly. The county role, our identified priorities, the communication plan, recent action level exceedance activity, and the anticipated schedule. Under Cal Warren, which is the California Water Wastewater Agency Response Network, the county was requested by your board to provide mutual aid assistance to ensure continuity of utility operations. The support is temporary, and the district under the Cal Warren agreement has agreed to reimburse the county of expenses incurred. The agreement, this says is posted. It will be posted. We do have the agreement as well as some communication information for the community members will be posted on the website in the next couple of days. The county is assigning staff to cover day-to-day operations, which include the oversight of office, utility facilities, financials, as well as assessing deferred maintenance and working with other agencies on district dissolution petition. And the list of other items included is, of course, really ensuring compliance with all of our permits and regulatory items, as well as representing the district in discussions with other agencies. I am the primary for day-to-day operations, but there are other county staff available with different areas of expertise who will be participating in this effort. We do have a limited scope and time to provide emergency support. The county has identified certain priorities that are critical for the district's continuity and service provision. First on that list is operational compliance, and that again is oversight of the operations, testing certifications, and reporting. It also includes the NBS study, which is the study being conducted under county supervision for dissolution requirements, and is working with LAFCO. We are also looking at financial stability and operational stability. So the last two priorities are meter replacements as well as revenue. And under revenue, that category includes the Prop 118 study, resolving billing discrepancies, and collecting past due amounts as we review those accounts. There are a number of other items that are important to the district overall, but do not rise to the top of the list at this time. Those items that are not currently being addressed, we are maintaining a list. That includes the wastewater treatment plant relocation, lifting the moratorium, the outfall project, the pipe bridge painting, and Pico stairs, among other items, and I'm sure we will be adding to that list as we go forward. We do have a communication plan to facilitate this arrangement of county staff supporting district operations. Communications between the board of directors and county staff are through the county administrative office. Public works staff, including myself, will communicate with district personnel, contractors, and outside agencies as required. And public inquiries regarding CalWarn activities are also directed to the county administrative office. Lisa Howe, who is present tonight, will be facilitating and directing those requests. This information will be included in the website update. Routine operational questions, including billing, will still go to the district office, and staff can respond to those. We have had one non-routine operational issue, and that would be the lead notice, the action level exceedance. Agencies are required to test, and for San Simeon, we test every 3 years, drinking water in residences, in a certain number of residences. On Friday, the afternoon of Friday, September 26th, we did have a test result come back with an exceedance. That triggers additional activities that are required to be completed within certain timelines. Within 24 hours, the community was notified and provided educational materials. A follow-up test was completed 2 days later, and the results of that follow-up test were within limits. The cancellation of the warning was confirmed by state personnel last week. And it's worth noting that this was an effort that required partnership and cooperation. It was on a tight timeline. We were meeting state and federal requirements over a weekend, and it required participation from multiple county agencies, as well as district staff being available on off hours, FRM, and State Water Resources Control Board staff all participated. The partnership and cooperation was exceptional, and I would say it was successful as an exercise, and fortunately, very limited impact on the residents of the district. The schedule for Cal Warren support, the operational compliance is, of course, a day-to-day. NBS has provided an estimated timeline for their study, understanding that they are at the beginning of this effort. They have been working on gathering information. They have conducted an on-site visit to start their analysis. As they progress, we will monitor the timeline and their progress. At this time, we are estimating a draft report near the end of this year or early next year, with final reports and recommendations in the first part of next year. Prop 218 rates, as previously noted, are important for financial stability for the district. We need to cover the expense of providing the services. We have begun collecting the data and building the model. Once we have rates calculated, we will begin the notification and hearing process to bring it in front of your board and the community. That is a summary of our actions to date. If you have any questions, we would be happy to address them.
Okay, so at this point in time, thank you very much, Susie, appreciate it. And from my part in this, I will say that I've been nothing but pleased and, I don't know, relieved as well by having the professionalism that has been exemplified by Kate, her team, others, Mladen. I can just go down the list. Everyone has been very helpful. It's been sort of cumbersome for all of us, but it seems like everybody is sort of working together very well, and we're very pleased to have you here. And so at this point in time, directors, do you have any comments on item AI, little I?
Well, I would like to really second Karina's thoughts. Very, very grateful for all of you. And I think you've stepped up and done a fine job. I would like to ask Susie, do you have a timeline for when the board could actually vote on the 218?
It is a top priority to get those calculations done and in front of the board.
Okay.
But we do have, of course, to meet the legal requirements for noticing before we can actually hold the hearing.
Okay, thank you.
Director Lee, anything? Thank you. Are there any comments in-house on item A, little I?
Nobody online.
And nobody online. Thank you so much. So we'll move on to FRM Operations Report, summary of September activities and answers to customer inquiries.
Good evening, everyone. A couple of updates on the water and wastewater side. Power outage on September 8th. We brought in a temporary backup generator to keep the water tank cool. No issues came out of that. Power was restored that evening. On the both wells, we replaced some chlorine injection fittings and ball valves due to corrosion. Sanitary survey was completed. State sanitary survey, which is conducted every 3 years, was completed on September 23rd. Overall, the inspection went well. We're waiting on the final report to come back from EDW, and then we will make sure the district and the board receives that report. Susie mentioned lead and copper sampling and the exceedance on the lead sample from that one residence. Repeat sample came back good. I just want to echo her comments on the coordination. There are some pretty strict federal guidelines. So just fantastic coordination by district and county staff, everyone involved, making sure those requirements were met. And we are good to go on lead and copper for the next 3 years. A follow-up from last month's board meeting. Flow meters on the wells. We believe flow meters on the wells are accurate when comparing those to flow meters in the water treatment plant. We did get quotes on what it would take to calibrate those, and it's more expensive to calibrate them than it is to replace them, but there's no need to replace them at this point in time. Both of those meters are accurate. That's my update.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone in-house that wishes to address FRM? Go ahead.
Yeah, Braden, I'm having difficulty understanding how it's possible to have more water billed than is pumped. Can you kindly explain how that's possible?
Apologies, I didn't make out all of that. Can you repeat that?
Yes, I'm having difficulty understanding how it's possible that more water can be billed than is pumped. So we're talking significant differentials here, and not just 1 month. So kindly explain how that's possible.
So again, I didn't make out all of that, but I think you're asking how more water, the difference in the water produced versus water billed. I think that has to go back into the investigation into the meter reads and the billing. But your meters, the meters at the wells, basically they're giving us the numbers down to the gallon. Your meters at all of the service locations are in 100 cubic feet. So there's a big difference there in the reads that you're getting. And I think that can make up for quite a bit of difference there.
That doesn't sound right to me. Those are easily calculated.
Director Donahue, can I suggest that we explore that concern that you have more deeply, perhaps with Susie's help and staff's help with that?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yes. Sure,
All right,
sure.
thank
For
you so much.
expediency.
Susie, can we put that on the list?
I have a note.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that. Would anyone else wish to address FRM operations report? I don't recognize anyone in the room. How about no one online? Great. Hey, with our thanks, Brandon. Appreciate what you do over there. You've got a bunch of professionals. We see them out there on the street working hard. And thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is district financial summary. Summary of August financials.
So, of course, August is only the second month of the fiscal year. So these are early results subject to timing variables. The short version is that year to date, the revenue is down from August 30 versus August 31st of last year. There was a decline, but expenses are also down. So the net is actually up a little year over year because expenses are down by a greater amount.
Good job, directors.
Other than that, I did not see anything noteworthy in the year-to-date financials. They look straightforward to me.
Okay, great. Are there any persons in the room that wish to address, hold on a second, hold on. Directors, do you wish to address any item related to the financial summary?
No, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah,
Holly said she's happy to be here.
I would like to say that.
Director Donahue, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to say that the water sold is less than last year and less than several years before that. And that has a lot to do with the highway being closed, and the highway is not likely to be opened next year. It also has to do with decisions in Washington, D.C. that have to do with foreign tourists. So, yeah, this is a difficult time for the hotel industry and restaurant industry in San Simeon.
Did you have a question for Susie related to the financial summary?
No, only this statement.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to anyone online or in the room that would like to comment on the financial summary. Okay, thank you so much. There being none, let's move to the next item. My favorite time is District Council's report, and I think we have somebody from White Brenner on the line.
You do. This is Rachel Rappaport from White Brenner, and nothing to report.
Thank you, Council. That was brilliant.
30,000 a month report.
Okay, thank you. If you'd like to make a comment related to the District Council's report, now's the time to do it. Are there any other persons wishing to make a comment related to the District Council's report?
Nobody online.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruth. Let's move on. It's my second favorite part of the day, the consent calendar items. All items are approved by a single action. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion upon request from a member of the public, district staff, or a director. Public comment on the consent calendar will take place prior to the board's vote on the consent calendar items. Unless an item is pulled for separate consideration by the board, the following items are recommended for approval without further discussion. Okay, there's a list here. I think we're getting a lot done, so I'll read through. Review and approval of minutes for the meeting from August 28th and September 4th, 2025. Review and approval of September disbursements journal. Review and approval of a resolution authorizing signatures, including facsimile signatures for banking services on behalf of the San Simeon Community Services District at Columbia Bank, formerly known as Pacific Premier Bank. D, review and approval of a resolution approving authorized contacts on behalf of the San Simeon Community Services District for the California class account. Now, before we move forward, I would like to ask the directors if there is any item that they wish to address outside of the consent calendar items. None. Thank you so much. There being none, are there any persons within the building that wish to make any comments relative to the consent calendar items?
No one online.
And no one online. At this time, I'd like to move for a vote on the consent calendar.
I second.
Thank you.
Roll call to vote. Chair Pijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Danate,
Yes.
motion passed 3-0.
Thank you. At this point, we're on item number 8, closed session. Public comments on the closed session agenda are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. The board will adjourn to closed session to address the following items. A, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 paren D. One case, as it says that. B, report upon conclusion of closed session. Once a closed session has been completed, the legislative body must convene in an open session, Section 54957.7 paren B. If the legislative body took final action in the closed session, the body may be required to make a report of the action taken and the vote thereon to the public at the open session, Section 54957.1 paren A. The report may be made either orally or in writing, Section 54957.1b. In the case of a contract or settlement of a lawsuit, copies of the document also must be disclosed as soon as possible, Section 54957.1b and c. So at this point in time, I would ask the members of the public to leave the session, and we are now in recess and closed session.
No public comments?
Thank you for your comment. You're correct. I would like to determine if there's any public comment at this time.
Creosock, San Simeon resident. As you go into closed session, as I mentioned at the last couple of meetings, our legal costs have skyrocketed, and they can bankrupt us, they can lead us to fiscal insolvency. And when you get into these closed sessions, you think, and I've got two attorneys sitting here at the table, you think about what you're asking them to do and what they're doing from a cost standpoint. It's like it's an open book, learning things, whatever, and not being able to report anything after the closed sessions, not when the attorney's reporting out, they haven't done anything. And so watch it when you ask them to do things. Be cautious and maybe get an estimate from them. Not open the door like it's been happening the last couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Is there anyone else wishing to address the board on this item?
Nobody online.
Okay, once again, I take back the previous gaveling. I will now gavel us into the closed session. Russell, do you have after the closed session to give?
Yes, the report out from closed session as the direction was provided to staff.
Great. Okay, so now we are on the agenda item that comes next. Which is board comments. This section is intended as an opportunity for board members to make brief announcements, request information from staff, request future agenda items, and/or report on their own activities related to district business. No action is to be taken until an item is placed on a future agenda. Directors, would you like to have any announcements, requests for information, requests for future agenda items, or any report on any own activities? Oh, Director Donahue, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to kind of build on what Hank Creosock said with regard to duplication of services of this $230,000 LAFCO report. Now that we've passed the Cal Warren, it seems like San Luis Obispo County knows everything, is going to know everything. Certainly in the next few months. So perhaps, with regard to the engineering, maybe some of this needs to be kept in, but can we reduce our fiscal commitment? That would be my question. And perhaps that needs to go on the agenda for next month.
Okay. Anyone else have anything that they wish to request to be added to the agenda, or any other items to discuss?
I'd like to thank you, Susie, for joining us. Very challenging ahead. I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We all feel that way. Thank you so much. All right. There are no other comments being requested. So at this time, we will adjourn to the next regular meeting to be held on November 6th, 2025.